oil, coal, and natural gas. Things that need to be extracted and are in limited quantities. What we're for is more renewable sources such as wind and solar and tide and any other unimaginable way we can get energy without killing people.
I got you. Now you got other people in the studio with you. Let's let them say a quick hello.
Hey, so I'm Sky.
Sky.
And I'm from California, and I go to school in Houston. Oh.
Go on.
So I joined up for Ride for the Future. I do cancer research, and I'm really interested in
cancer research.
Yeah, cancer research.
Boy, you in the right place.
Yeah, so I'm trying to kind of get a sense for what needs to be done and what I can do with my future here.
And how long have you been into cancer research?
I started cancer research my freshman year, which was 2 years ago, and I've been doing it since. I'm working with MD Anderson out in Houston, but I've been involved in cancer fundraising and all kinds of things like that my whole life.
So you're not a student?
I am a student. I'm also a student. Yeah, I'm a student still, but I'm kind of multitasking.
I understand. And how did you get involved with Ride for the Future?
Well, one of the people planning this trip from the Better Future Project lives maybe 2 blocks from me. So we met
up. Where's that?
In Houston, Houston, Texas. And we met up at a green film event that I was hosting in Houston. And she
Wait, hold it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You host green film events?
Yes.
What does that mean?
So we show environmental documentaries every month.
Really?
And we host it at Rice, where I go to school. We host it, and we work with different environmental organizations in Houston to bring like 200 people in to see a movie about, and then we have an awesome panel from industry, from government, from local farmers, like all professors at my school talk, and yeah, so that's where I met her, and she convinced me that it was a good idea to come.
She
ride
said,
1,000 miles.
how did she present that? We have an opportunity for you to go to the deep side, get on a bicycle, and ride the roads from New Orleans, not party.
No.
To Dallas. How did she present that? Because I want to hear that. I want to use this technique.
Yeah, well, she started by using me as a contact. So she first asked me, "Oh, well, who do you know?" And then I was like, "Well, why do you need to know who I know?" And then and then she was like, "Oh, you like to bike too?" And we started doing some biking together.
Oh,
and then
it was a long
process,
process,
it was
right?
about a month or two, and then I started talking to my parents who are a little freaked out right now that I'm doing this, but they came around after a few months of pestering. So it was a process. It was a process.
I love it. And Ben, how did you get recruited?
Well, last year I did a similar program from the Better Future Project called New England Climate Summer, which is actually happening right now.
Where are you from?
I'm from Nashville, Tennessee.
Tennessee, but you had New England Climate Summer.
But I heard about that just via an email through my school. It sounded interesting. I signed up for it within the first 5 minutes of reading the little advertisement for it. I was like, oh, that sounds cool.
Oh, really?
Biking across New England? So I did that.
And how long was that bike?
At the end of the summer, we did 1,300 miles total.
Wow, so you're the experienced one in the group?
Yes, actually, so is another rider here that's right next to me.
Okay, who's that?
Lisa.
And to our radio listeners, Lisa looks all of 12 years old. Ponytail and all. How tall are you, first of all? She can't even reach the mic. How tall?
I am a full 5 feet tall. Thank you very much.
5 feet tall.
I think shortness is awesome.
Shortness is awesome.
Well, you know
Who taught you that? What?
Because my grandmother was 4'7".
Oh, okay.
Someday I'll be that short.
Oh. All right, now tell us a little bit about yourself.
Right, so my name's Lisa, and I'm from New York, and I go to school near Boston, so I've never been to the Deep South before, but this is really new and exciting for me.
Mm-hmm.
But so last summer I did New England Climate Summer as well.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Okay. You pedaled 1,300 miles in what month? What 6 weeks?
It was 9 weeks long.
9 weeks.
Yeah.
So you all have how many weeks to do this? You have 6 weeks, right?
No, it's about 9.
Is it 9 weeks? Okay, all right. Go on.
Right, so, and I heard about that through a girl who goes to school with me, and unlike Van, who signed up within 5 minutes, it was a few months after hearing about it, I thought it was going to be really, like, small and sketchy, like, bicycling across New England. Who is this organization? But I ended up doing it anyway, and it was amazing. And so at the end of that, they started discussing, well, we're going to have this other program, and I immediately signed up for that one.
And the other program was this one.
Yeah.
All right, Ride for the Future. And who's next?
My name is Blair. I'm
Blair.
from Seattle, Washington, and most recently Bellingham, Washington, up near Canada, Vancouver, BC.
Nice and cool.
Yeah, nice and cool. Different
But-
kind of humidity, not the kind of hot humidity you have here. It's much colder.
Hot humidity.
Still pretty moist, but used to the rain. You guys are you're harking on the rain, but I like it a lot.
You like it?
I love the rain. Actually, we got here on Wednesday, Tuesday,
Uh-huh.
maybe Wednesday, and there was a big thunder, lightning storm, downpour with these fat, thick drops of rain. I just stood outside for about a full half hour. Just,
In the rain.
you think I'm crazy?
Oh, no!
Oh, no.
Of course not.
It was an experience to be had for sure. So I'm fully enjoying it. But I found out about this program through the Louisiana Bucket Brigade.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, in 2010, after the BP oil spill, I just signed up for their online newsletter. And I think as kind of like a last-ditch effort to reach some applicants, the parent organization, Better Future Project, put out a call to all these local, Louisiana, Texas newspapers. There were a few that they did in terms of online newsletters, and I heard about it that way, and kind of like Van, applied in about 5 minutes after reading about it. And it was accepted. So.
Now, are you guys typical? I mean, no one had to have their arms, tied behind their backs.
Completely voluntary.
Been waterboarding, to make them come to this arena.
So each summer is there only one biking trip happening, or are there multiple biking trips happening across the country?
At this point, there's 2 going on right now. It's just a nonprofit organization that just was like, we have to have both. They're both really important.
Okay, so where are the others biking?
The other people.
Yeah. Going through Massachusetts.
And they're still biking.
They just started, actually.
They just
It
started.
started a little earlier to escape the August heat that you have down here.
Oh.
Finish a little
No, that's the smart group. They picked New England, and they waited a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I want to, just touch on something to let our radio audience know that these guys have been such a help to Louisiana Democracy Project. And, ordinarily every week I just, say that little spiel, our little commercial. I'm going to throw it in right now that, as usual, today's program is produced by Louisiana Democracy Project, a nonprofit social justice organization dedicated to the people and the long-term best interests of the community at large. Of course, Louisiana Democracy Project was established in 1998 and is celebrating our 13th year. The mission is to educate, advance, encourage, and increase citizen participation in the democratic process through active involvement in the community. And of course, we facilitate activities that will advance and protect the long-term interests of the community at large. Membership is open to any individual who wants to join with others to make a difference. We were so delighted to be able to enlist the help of these wonderful young people in our health survey. The health survey is very, very simple. For those of you who do not know, Earl K. Long Memorial Hospital will be closing. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, that facility is going down.
2015, correct?
Yes. And there's no, I mean, the process has been going forth for really the last 8 years, and really went full stream when they opened the North of Baton Rouge Community Health Center. Now, I know everybody says, oh, it's so beautiful, it's so nice, it's so up to date. But it does not, I repeat, does not have a emergency room.
No, they're in the...
Let me go on
Go ahead.
and say they are not. It does not have an emergency room. It closes at 5 o'clock. I know that there have been some promises made, some speculations, but the truth is that there is no funding for a emergency facility in North Baton Rouge, and the closest emergency facility will be Lane Memorial in Zachary or Baton Rouge General in Central. However, the contract for, the population that was ordinarily Earl K. Long's is really set for Our Lady of the Lake, which is very far away, and unless it is in the middle of the night, traffic is such that it will be astounding to get there for emergency help. Now, I say all that to say that, there are other people who are talking about what will happen for people who have, regular emergencies like heart attacks. But what we focus on are what about the people who have breathing ailments, that is, asthma, bronchitis, those things that causes one to grasp for breath, and where the idea of trying to get an asthmatic child to Zachary or even at closest Baton Rouge General in Mid-City will be very, very frightening. So, we want to find out more about that population of people who ordinarily would be going to Baton Rouge, to Earl K. Long. And we made a small survey that asked several questions, but the most important, are there people in your household that suffer from breathing ailments? And these magnificent 11 helped in doing a neighborhood between Scenic Highway and Plank Road with the tribal names. And of course we got out there and it started to rain. They took shelter under trees and stuff. And I'm telling you, it was just amazing to see. I love to see them ride because they ride 11 strong. They had on their blazing orange shirts. They got the little helmets on like Mormons. They're in the hood, face to face, smiling. Oh, could you answer a few questions for me? And was that you that someone said, "Child, get out the rain"? Come on, tell us about it. Tell us about that experience.
She was standing out on her porch. I had just finished with the house next to her, so she knew I was coming up for her. And it had started to come down. And I just was standing outside of her gate, and I kind of yelled up to her, do you have a few moments to take a quick survey about your household health? And she just, without a minute, without even stopping, just said, "Child, get in here out of the rain." She opened the gate, ran up to the porch. She gave me a seat, invited me in, but I just stayed on the porch, and it was a quick survey, and pretty easy to answer. But yeah.
And they did 72 face-to-face surveys in less than 2 hours. And that's to say less than 2 hours, that's really kind of stretching it,
On the move.
Yeah, they were. They were on the move. And guess what? They weren't into all that long-term Southern chatter. Going, yeah, what did you have for lunch today? I had, all of that. So I was very, very, very impressed. And if you like, you can each tell us about, your experience in North Baton Rouge. Because you stopped at Plank Road, went as far as Winborn.
I didn't get a chance to go.
Yeah, went as far as Winborn. And, it's not there are a lot of people who are not, there are some homeowners there, but that section of town has a lot of renters. The turnover is great. Sometimes somebody is getting a really good price on a place and they don't know how close it is to the chemical plants because, of course, everybody brings you in the back way. So nobody brings anybody in from scenic. They bring them in from plank, so you don't realize at first, because the trees are kind of tall in some areas, that there is there are several plants nearby.
I gotta ask, why is it called scenic when it's not very...
Well, it used to be. I believe it used to be. There are a lot of I'm a little older than anyone in the room, and I've gotten to the point where now everything is a story. I feel like you remember when the Native American elders would come together. Everybody gets ready to just go for a long story. But I believe it was very scenic. It's a historic highway. It goes, and parts of it still is. It goes up to Zachary, almost past Zachary. And, once upon a time, the Exxon fields were not so long. It was a more consolidated area. It wasn't the city that it has become along the river. And at different points you could see the river. At different points you could see people fishing on the river. At different points there were people being baptized on the river. So there were fields there. Most of Louisiana is kind of flat. But, there were ebbs and higher points and flatter points. So over the years, it has become very, very different. We had a guest on the show not too long ago who sailed the Mississippi. You know who I'm talking about?
Yeah, we heard about them yesterday. Actually, we saw some cool pictures.
Right, and he says that the Mississippi has been so tamed, that it's hardly recognizable. It's not the river that we once remembered. It doesn't have the flow that we remember, and so as human beings, just make stuff, I don't want to say, they change things. So, it changes the appearance as well as the functionality. And I am, now I have not gone to bike yet, but I really,
Going to bike?
you don't know this, but I used to have my bike from 3rd grade. I still had it. And my father, Baton Rouge is not a bike-friendly place.
We've
not?
noticed. We've noticed.
What has been your experience before I go on and on?
Well, even amongst our 11 team members, we've had at least 4 flats yesterday.
Yesterday.
Yeah. And who knows,
Do you know what? Why? What's causing these flats?
I think a lot of it is the
glass,
the potholes, and then we found a little piece of wire, the tiniest thing you would never imagine, just caught up in someone's tube. So I mean, it's not as bike tires are not as thick as car tires, and car tires are much bigger. They can stand a pothole or two, and bikes not so much.
We have a lot of potholes, but I thought New Orleans had more.
Certainly does. They do a pretty good job of maintaining bike lanes. on some of the major roads.
Mhm. And how are we, if you had to judge us for bike lanes, how are we?
We found all the good ones.
And where are the good ones?
We've been on Goodwood, and Capitol Heights is nice, and Florida isn't.
Yeah.
Well, so that lane over on Florida, what is that? That's just the pullover lane?
That lane, yeah, the shoulder's not very nice, but there
Okay.
is, at some points, there is that road that parallels it, which, that's really nice, because there's hardly any traffic on it.
Yeah.
So when we are going down there, we prefer that road.
Well, I think I posted a picture that shows this lady on a bike looking at you guys pass by. And I think I dubbed it, "Where y'all going?" Because she was in the rain, you guys were in the rain on Choctaw.
Yeah.
And so what is the, if you, let me tell my story about my dad. I wanted to, I had been away for a good while. I came back and I wanted my bike, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to fix this. I'm going to get this right and so forth and so on. And my dad was like, don't get on that bike. And I was all, happy because I was getting myself a bike rack and everything. And I came back and he gave my bike away. He said that, it was just too dangerous. And, this was several years ago. So I'm wondering if things have, from the ground up, have things improved from an outside point of view?
Yeah, well, I'm used to biking in Houston, which is also not super pleasant. But, I think it's just the infrastructure really needs to be there. Like, there needs to be bike lanes built, and I think also people need to start looking for bikes, because I don't think a lot of the drivers here have been kind of surprised to see us.
Very.
A little scared, and they don't really know what to do. They don't know our hand we're using the car hand signals that you learn for your driving test and then forget. So just learning those things and looking out and just taking it slow when you go around us. We really want you to pass us, but just taking it slow and being careful when we're there. I think
There is a 3-foot law in Louisiana.
Well, I know that they were lobbying for the 3-foot law. The 3,
They got it accomplished.
well
Got
do.
it.
And nobody knows this. So we.
Nobody knows that in there. They're all lawbreakers.
Telling us to bike on the sidewalk,
Yeah.
which
Get off the road!
yeah, is meant for pedestrians. Let's be clear.
Yeah.
But I do see people biking on the sidewalk in situations where it does maybe make more sense because there is no bike lane and it's dangerous to bike on the street. But with our pack of 11 people and our brightly colored orange shirts, we try and let people know that we're here. We're not going anywhere.
And you're not just here on the road, but you also have a website, correct?
Yeah, of course.
Tell us about it.
Well, the website is rideforthefuture.org. On that website, you can see short bios of all of the riders. You can see a list of all of the towns we're going to be visiting and have visited so far. There's a place where you can donate to the lovely cause. Which is welcome.
Pay for some tires.
Oh.
And it's a very good website.
The website also has links to our Facebook page and our Tumblr and Twitter accounts where we'll be keeping everyone up to date on the people that we're interacting with in these communities, the local leaders that we're going to try and learn and support and highlight along our journey. And we will be posting photos and videos of our activities along the way if you're interested in keeping up to date.
And someone has a blog, correct?
Well, each of us has kind of been assigned or taken on the task of writing a blog here and there. So with every town we go to, we want to have some commentary on that. So usually that takes the form of a blog. Sometimes it'll be just pictures or a video, but constant updates.
Well, I'm looking forward to reading your blog about Baton Rouge. I think the last one is up about La Paz. Mm-hmm. And how do you rate us with New Orleans?
In terms of what?
Everything. We are the capital city.
Well,
And
I personally love Baton Rouge.
Oh, come on now.
I loved it. We actually, Lisa and I biked down to New Orleans from Nashville via the Natchez Trace, and then we got on 61, which, by the way, is also awful. But when we
Awful?
61?
Yeah.
On a bike?
Oh, okay. Excuse me.
It's very scary.
Okay.
People honking at us.
Yeah.
Little rumble strips on the side. Not fun. But we stayed 3 nights in Baton Rouge with a group of people called the Good Vibe Tribe. They're a great bunch of people.
The Good Vibe Tribe.
Yeah.
It does. It sounds like a lot of drinking and arousing.
It's all about good vibes. We realized we had to be at the program, which started at All Souls Episcopal Church in New Orleans. We had to be there on Tuesday, but Monday night we found out that there was a drum circle, so we were like, well, we should probably go to that.
That's right. That's important.
Exactly. We prioritize. And then we did the drum circle one night and then did the entire ride from Baton Rouge to New Orleans the next day, which turned out to be around 120 miles, the route we took, which was River Road, Cancer Alley, I guess it was. But so after a night of partying, 120 miles on a bike is not easy.
But here, I was going to say, but we were staying in the Garden District, and it was just really, really beautiful.
And this is the Garden District of New Orleans?
No.
Here. Because I was going to say, now, we have a wonderful Garden District.
Yeah.
All right,
I
gotcha.
agree completely. Biking in the Garden District is marvelous.
Really?
Yeah, I can't remember the road name, but it's the one that follows that big lake, and there's all sorts of joggers on it all the time. What road is
LSU.
that?
LSU
Yeah,
Lake?
it's right by the campus.
Perkins?
That sounds accurate.
Yeah.
So if you're on a bike, go to Perkins.
Yeah. It's very picturesque.
Yeah.
The reason why we all love Baton Rouge so much is because Miss Stephanie's been making us delicious. We've been very well fed this whole time.
They are so sweet. They do not realize. They think that they think I'm a great cook. They think that because usually the people in the group don't allow me to cook, but they are mostly vegetarian, some vegans, and we have our internet princess, along with the treasurer of Louisiana Democracy Project, Sister Catherine, did all the research on the best recipes for you guys.
Thank you.
And she has vetoed many of my ideas of what we should be serving. What we should be serving, and those unique salads, because you didn't just have lettuce and tomato, but you had, let's see, the first day, what did you have? What was that first salad?
Strawberry walnut vinaigrette. Raspberry vinaigrette salad.
And I think I didn't get all of the, she put me in charge of getting some of the ingredients. I did everything right for that one.
You did everything good for that one.
And then the next salad was?
Mandarin orange. It was spinach and spring leaf salad, and it was supposed to have almonds, so we cut the almonds. But it turned out pretty good.
It was delicious.
And let me say this, she has also been, we conferenced and so forth and so on. Ladies and gentlemen, they wanted the unique taste of jambalaya. And we had done, thanks to Reverend and Mrs. Patterson, the jambalaya before we realized that they were mostly vegans and vegetarians. And then they said, okay, forget that.
We want the jambalaya.
Right. And, I was outvoted. I told them what you said. And they said, definitely that people who have not been consuming meat consistently can get sick when they, just jump into it. And so, as we speak I am soaking mushrooms in liquid smoke with onions and garlic to flavor meat. But today, you will be having...
Oh, okay. Today you're having...
So excited. The lady will have...
They're so excited. It's so funny. Y'all need to see them. But anyway, you're having a vegetarian spaghetti squash.
Yeah.
Yes, it's gonna be a little spicy, so you got that Louisiana kick to it. So hopefully you like it.
Oh, we will.
And she has been cooking this sauce all night so that it will, have the layers of flavor that you all deserve. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we pay them no money.
We don't need money. We need fuel.
So this is why we go through, making sure that, that they have something they can enjoy. I don't know how many calories you all, they say that you all can travel 30 miles a day.
That's about average, yeah.
Yeah, because you're not in a big, stroke rush.
No.
No, yeah, we're trying to stop off at our designated locations. 50 miles is the most we'll probably do in one day.
Well, on Monday we're actually going to be doing 52, so.
Oh, yeah, it's 52 miles.
And
And
we're hauling lots of stuff.
on Monday, you're headed out to,
East Krotz Springs.
where's that?
It's just west of, yeah.
Okay, so you're not going to go straight to Lafayette.
No,
Okay, that's cool.
one stop between there.
Okay, and where will you just going to look?
No, we're actually going to be staying at the First Baptist Church there. We just got housing last night, actually. So we usually stay in places of worship just because they're very nice and hospitable, and they have a lot of the amenities like a shower and a kitchen that we need.
And you all out there on the road, you need grace.
Yeah.
And a praying party of our listening audience, please keep these young people lifted up. They will be traveling, to all the way. You'll be hitting like Jennings and tell us some of the places that you'll hit along the way to Dallas.
Let's see. So our next big stop is going to be Lafayette, and then Jennings, Lake Charles, Mossville.
And Mossville has had a unique environmental history. So will you be volunteering there? Or?
Hopefully.
Okay, all right.
We better be.
Before we go into each town, we try and do a little bit of research, especially the towns that we don't know too much about.
Yes.
So learning about that.
Okay. And I understand that you'll be hitting my mother's hometown of Port Arthur, Texas.
Yeah, we are.
And I understand you'll be going to where our family, Haley family reunion will be in Beaumont.
Yeah.
And I'm going to try, and I'm trying to remember these things because I'm going to try to phone and email ahead to see if some of my family members who think I can't cook will be ready, to step up to the plate. And you guys have to keep me informed of, when you're expected to arrive where. So there may be some tasting going on among the Haleys that, out there. Okay, all right. Now, if you are tweeting, correct?
Yeah.
All right.
None of us.
Yeah, not like four of us. We do have two people who are pretty good at that.
Oh, okay. So what do you guys do? You're not blogging except occasionally. You guys are the eaters, right? That's right.
Someone's got to do it.
Yeah.
I do some of the video production for our team, just videoing the work that we're doing and the leaders that we're meeting in the local communities, trying to highlight their efforts, hoping to bring these voices to ExxonMobil in the form of a video at the end of our trip to ExxonMobil headquarters in Dallas.
And when do you expect to arrive in Dallas?
July 18th.
Okay. And have you gotten your meeting with, when might be thereafter?
We just agreed.
I know you want to shower, rest up, and then say, let's talk.
Right.
Right?
Somewhat presentable.
Okay.
But we're putting some feelers out now to try and get a date set for when we can hopefully meet with someone.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, please be prayerful with them as well on their meeting with ExxonMobil and, of course, Louisiana Democracy Project and yours truly. We're still waiting to hear from the judge about our lawsuit, along with Lean and Tulane Environmental Law Clinic, which is asking that Exxon no longer exceed its permit in emissions. So, they have not said they're not doing it. They just said that we did not have the paperwork showing that they were doing it. We didn't have that certified. What do you call that when you have the...
Oh, notarized?
Yes. So that was, the other point that they said was that they had been emitting more than they should, but they weren't going to do that anymore because they had changed out some equipment. But, our information says differently. The judge is still deliberating. Some people say no news is good news. But please continue to be prayerful and pray for our air. You're listening to Let's Talk. I'm your host, Stephanie Anthony. Oh my goodness, the time does fly. Please try to contact us if you wish by email at talkissues@gmail.com. That's talkissues@gmail.com. Please, no chain letters. You can also find us on Facebook, Gawk, Delicious, Bebo, Ning, MySpace, YouTube, Mix, Twitter, Hanga, GodTube. You stream as Talk Issues. I'm your host, Stephanie Anthony. And, of course, there is Sister Faith in the building. Do you have a shout-out?
No.
Great. Did I catch you off guard?
No.
Oh, okay. All right. I think you have a shout-out for an upcoming pageant.
Yeah. Well, let me just, okay. We put it out there. All right. I want to give a shout out to the Miss Earth USA pageant that's going to be held August 5th through 8th in Charlotte this year. Their theme is Beauty for a Cause. Their platform is all types of environmental awareness, whether or not it is related to water, air, earth. They're all about environmental awareness and allowing their delegates to really kind of bring to the forefront the issue of environmental awareness and what we can all do as citizens to try and make some positive changes. So I absolutely love it. I am going to compete in August. So presently I am the Louisiana delegate, so that would be Louisiana U.S. Miss Earth.
All right. Miss Earth.
I'm pretty excited. I'm like totally excited. Of course, everybody hopes they win, but I hope they win because the international pageant is going to be in Indonesia.
Oh.
It's going to be like totally awesome.
Yeah.
Like absolutely love it. I'm like, so yes, shout out to the pageant.
All right. We also, of course, would like to thank all those who have been so kind to us, including the Winn-Dixie stores.
Yes.
And, of course, Lean, Louisiana Environmental Action Network, and our good old Mary Lee,
She's awesome.
Isn't she awesome? She's a sweetie pie from the sky. Oh, I've got to tell it.
Okay.
No, I'm not. I'm not going to tell her. I'm not going to blast her.
I
know, but then I thought about it. She'll kill me. You never know. You think you know all about somebody. You've known them for decades, and then you find out something new. If I had been in a court of law and they had asked me questions about Mary Lee, I would have said, oh no, impossible. Not St. Mary Lee.
I feel like everybody else
we all know.
Y'all pray for Mary Lee.
You'll find out off the air.
Okay.
Bless her holy heart. She is just a sweetie pie from the sky. Love her much. She's fearless like these magnificent 11. I have been very, very, I'm going to tell you, I've just been proud to be an American when I've been in you guys' presence.
Oh, wow.
You have really, I needed a boost. I needed to be restored. I needed to think about this generation in a very positive light. I've often said to myself, who will pick up the torch and who will stay in the game? And I think that these young people are an example of those who will fearlessly go forth. And, you know, God gave us this earth, and it's not to be trashed. It is to for us to take care of. It was given to us as a heritage and a gift, which is not supposed to be exploited and treated like trash. And I just thank them for, this is not an easy game. It's nothing that people, you know, pat you on the back very often and say, you are wonderful for standing up for the earth. What they say is, you are strange. Why aren't you out trying to beat people over the head and steal their money, steal their air, steal their land, steal their water around the world so that you can have $1 to squeeze? You know? So before I really get on my, you know, big soapbox, I'm just proud that you guys have the fortitude, the insight, and the wherewithal to put yourselves, your happiness, your lives on the line to say to others, you don't have to be addicted to fossil fuels. You can get someplace, you can be somebody, you can impact others, and not squander the future for the children in decades and millennium to come. So I thank you. And I want to say to everyone else, thank you so much for listening to Let's Talk. Join us next week, same time, same station, 94.9 FM. Let's Talk. I'm your host, Stephanie Anthony, here next week. See you then. I usually say the clock on the wall stands big and tall, and I am so happy that I didn't say it this week. Because that is so cliche-ish. But we are the power station.
I like it. Yay.
What happened?
Your mic's on that good.
Which one?
It sounds like y'all was talking in kids.
Oh, because they don't.
Do you see?
Look what they did. We don't know
see
what
all
happened.
that.
No, and look, it kept getting in the way.
4 years.
Say, and then they must have had, you know, everything that blinks is saying power failure. So they must have had something to go
I text people, I was
wrong.
like, I can't hear y'all. What are y'all saying? And I can hear when everybody laugh. I was like, okay, it's a bunch of people in the room. But
It wasn't the
sound like
same
you were like 50 miles away from the mic. It sounded like you